Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Gonzalez,
I'm Miss O'Doherty.
and we just want to say welcome back, and we hope that you had a great summer. As you can notice, Miss O'Doherty and I, we are wearing a mask to keep ourselves and everyone else safe. To be sure, make sure your mask cover your nose and your mouth.
Okay. Today, Mr. Gonzalez and I have a picture of our hands. We traced our hands and we drew a little heart in our hands. And right now we're going to read a story that's going to explain why we did that. The name of this story is called The Kissing Hand. And some of you may have read the story already, or someone read it to you. And maybe for some of you, it's the first time. The story is about a raccoon who does not want to go to school. He wants to stay home with his mom so that they can be together and that he can play games with her and play with his toys and read his books. So he's really sad that he's leaving his mom. But as his mom explains to him, coming back to school is something that he has to do. So in the book, she teaches him how he can do that. So we'll begin. Chester Raccoon stood at the edge of the forest and cried. "I don't want to go to school," he told his mother. "I want to stay home with you. I want to play with my friends and play with my toys and read my books and swing on my swing. Please, may I stay home with you?" Mrs. Raccoon took Chester by the hand and nuzzled him on the ear. "Sometimes we all have to do things we don't want to do," she told him gently, "even if they seem strange and scary at first. But you will love school once you start. You'll make new friends and play with new toys, read new books, and swing on new swings. Besides," she added, "I know a wonderful secret that will make your nights at school seem as warm and cozy as your days at home." Chester wiped away his tears and looked interested. "A secret? What kind of a secret?" "A very old secret," said Mrs. Raccoon. "I learned it from my mother, and she learned it from hers. It's called the kissing hand." "The kissing hand?" asked Chester. "What's that?" "I'll show you." Mrs. Raccoon took Chester's left hand and spread open his tiny fingers into a fan. Leaning forward, she kissed Chester's right in the middle of his palm. Chester felt his mother's kiss rush from his hand, up his arm, and into his heart. Even his silky black mask tingled with a special warmth. Mrs. Raccoon smiled. "Now," she told Chester, "whenever you feel lonely and you need a little loving from home, just press your hand to your cheek and think, 'Mommy loves you, Mommy loves you.' And that very kiss will jump to your face and fill you with toasty, warm thoughts." She took Chester's hand and carefully wrapped his fingers around the kiss. "Now do be careful not to lose it," she teased him. "But don't worry. When you open your hand and wash your food, I promise the kiss will stick." Chester loved his kissing hand. Now he knew his mother's love would go with him wherever he went, even to school. That night, Chester stood in front of his school and looked thoughtful. Suddenly, he turned to his mother and grinned. "Give me your hand," he told her. Chester took his mother's hand in his own and unfolded her large, familiar fingers into a fan. Next, he leaned forward and kissed the center of her hand. "Now you have a kissing hand too," he told her, and with a gentle goodbye and "I love you," Chester turned and danced away. Mrs. Raccoon watched Chester scamper across a tree limb and enter school, and as the hoot owl rang in the new school year, she pressed her left hand to her cheek and smiled. The warmth of Chester's kiss filled her heart with special words. "Chester loves you," it sang. "Chester loves you." I love you. So that's the end. So these are our hands that we traced. So Mr. Gonzalez and I both traced our hands, and we put our heart in the center of our hands, just like Mrs. Raccoon. So for the parents who are watching, we're asking you, before your child comes back to school, if you could just take a few moments just to trace your child's hands and just draw a small heart in the center of the hand. So this way, when your child comes to school and your child misses you and your child wants to feel your love, they can just look at the hand and just be reminded about how much you love them.
And tell them, I love you. I love you, Miss Dorothy.
I love you, Mr. Gonzalez.
Have a good day, guys.
Bye.
Bye.